56 days ago, I picked up a camera. I slung it in my pocket and kept it close for moments like this. This is our journey. South. Home. After 2 months in the Arctic Circle in an old Land Rover, to the United Kingdom. As we prepared for heading south, it felt like the end of an era. The slow progression back to England would mean that the wilderness park-ups and sparse population would be a thing of the past. As the final chapter of this story was coming to an end, it made me think back to the start, to the first chapter, driving to the Arctic Circle, nearly 2 months earlier. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome from the passenger seat. As, well for now, I am indeed a passenger seat princess. We are currently working our way, traversing down the east side of Sweden, are we not? And that means that we have one destination in line. We are currently en route and working our way back towards the UK. Well, we want to make some stops upon that journey. As you know, it took us about 12 days to get up here. Well, we're more south than that now, so it's not going to take us that long. But we want to pass ourselves through Stockholm. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, and today we will be visiting some museums. There's one that is Middle Ages and Viking themed, which I'm very excited to go to, and there's also one of a big ass old school 17th, 15th, something centuried battleship that looks awesome. So we're gonna go and check that out. Yeah, it's a little bit different to usual, but I'm looking forward to it, and it will be met with the same energy that you always receive from this channel. So let's get it going. Bye. Oh hi guys, we've just pulled over because we've had the consistent issue of the dying of the engine, and she's cut out a few times now. So yeah, I think I've just whipped off. Got to apologise for the audio, but I've just whipped off the ECU over here and chucked some degreaser in it. Basically, in here we've got oil. So this is the wiring loom that goes into the engine, under the rocker cover, and into the top of the engine there. It's a very common fault for TD5s, and basically it just throws oil down the loom and into the ECU, and it causes shorts and dramas, and I'm presuming that's the chugging of the engine and the engine cutting out at times. So we're going to degreaser down your boy here, get the rocker cover off, change the wiring loom because we've got a spare, because it is a common part that goes, and then hopefully, touch wood, we should be in a good place. Let's get it done. Is the new wiring loom now fitted. The mosquitoes are out in full force, which is hilarious. Bex is just blowing out and giving, well, just getting the rest of the degreaser and all that sort of cack out of the wiring loom harness that goes into the ECU. We've gave that a blast out as well, that's all good to go. And then we're going to connect that back up, put it back in place, and fire her up. Now, for apparent reasons, we obviously didn't make it to Stockholm that day, but we were making it there in the next few. We spent our night at this beautiful park-up in what I thought would be the last night of beautiful wilderness. This is mental. We are currently in the middle of Stockholm, and considering the last sort of 4 weeks, the last month has pretty much just been me and Bex in a roof tent, driving to the next in the middle of the woods, just seeing probably like 2 cars pass us in the space of half an hour on the roads. Driving, we're now in the middle of Stockholm, the capital city of Sweden, and it is mental.
Oh my goodness.
How's that green and we're supposed to be turning right? Let's go.
Watch this businessman.
Come on. Is he going in there?
Oh, this is carnage.
Park it. Park that.
I don't know.
You sold your horses, baby. Whoa. Wow, this is crazy. So, we're in, well, the sticks no longer, and here we are, in the middle of Sweden, and there is some random bloke's butt cheeks. I'm sure there's some history behind it, but we've come to the Medieval Museum of Stockholm, because I like that stuff. It's cool. What about you, Bex? You excited to see some shields?
Yeah,
and
it's a bit of a culture shock, but
yeah, it's a culture shock coming to the city. But we've got a pass down through here anyway, so we thought we might as well make the most of it and come and see some cool stuff. So there it is.
Fika.
And to those that were wondering, there it is, the front. That was amazing in there, really enjoyed it, really cool experience, and it's just mental actually to be back in a city. What a stunning gaff. But yeah, some really rich history around here, and it was mental to actually be walking on the graves, on the cemetery that once laid where we were just walking around the ruins that were there from back in the day. Good morning, campers. What is going on? I'm obviously in clip. I've just woke up and we're now on the road because we just woke up to someone knocking on the windscreen in that park up that we stayed at last night, and it turns out it was private parking. And yeah, some lady was like knocking on the windows and was like, hello, hello, you're in my parking space and stuff. And we're like, oh no. And we just kept quiet for a minute until she said we're in her parking space, and I was like, oh no. And Bex was like, okay, just a minute. She was like, you're in my parking space, get the hell out. And we're like, oh no. And she was pretty pissed. So yeah, we're heading now out of it. So that was the first knock. That was the first like van life knock that I've ever experienced. Is that the first one you've ever experienced, Bex?
Yeah, I ain't really van life parking in a city, is it?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like,
well, that's stealth in a roof tent.
yeah, stealth. Maybe don't for future reference parking. Actually check the parking signs and regulations. We thought it was cool because the parking said it was all cool, and that it turns out it's cool for you know, people pay for it on a, I'm presuming, yearly basis. And yeah, that was, yo, pack up quickly, get out of there. And I'm half asleep still. We should have gone to that Circle K garage and got some cold coffee. Next one. But yeah, we just got woke the hell up and booted out of our parking space, well, her parking space in the middle of Stockholm. So yeah, we're on the road again. It's sunrise and we've had about 4 hours sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on hitting the road, and that's all I got to say about that. I'll update you later. So tired. This has been carnage, man. Why do we do it to ourselves? Why don't we just get a hotel or something like that? But it's all part of the adventure, innit? It wouldn't be fun if we were just like, oh, let's go get a hotel.
Yeah, it's got to be done, isn't it?
It's got to be done.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
And now we're knackered.
Yeah, we've just figured out that we've had like 3.5 hours sleep, so...
Running on coffee.
Yeah, running on.
Coffee.
Yeah, running on. Yeah, Starbucks and yeah. Come on. I think we should have a power nap. Should we pop the tent and have a power nap?
Yeah. Oh, you mean.
Let's get it done. I wanted to do a shot of like me popping the roof tent and all that sort of stuff and setting it all up, but I was in pain. Like actually, like my eyes were like this. I think I had a little bit of an allergic reaction. Not allergic reaction, but like a little bit hay fevery and stuff, and my eyes were killing me, and I was just like, I need to go to sleep. So I set this tent up quick AF and jumped in it. But yeah, you haven't really seen much of this place, and this is where we have been sleeping, and it's really not tidy. Look, there's Becky. But yeah, here we are. This is the roof tent, and there's some pillows. Those little brown pillows there have summer sleeping bags in that we used for the Valraven Classic and stuff like that, and maybe further hikes. Now that we're in a warmer climate, because it's so much warmer down here, and I'm super psyched to go for a swim in a lake soon, we are heading to Tiverton National Park, I think it's called. I'll double check that later. But yeah, it should be good. So swim, chill, and this is the view out the roof tent. Oh. Percy's playing up again. He's being a naughty boy. He's causing dramas by giving us all that again. So yeah, I pulled over. I'm going to clean out the ECU again, see if there's any residual oil left in there that's worked its way down the pipes, and go from there. Hopefully that should clean it out a little bit, and it might sort it. We're then going to get ourselves to a campsite half an hour away instead. I need a shower. I feel minging. We had a few beers last night in Stockholm, so yeah, don't feel nice. Woke up in a sweaty roof tent. I've got sweaty Crocs on. I want to change my pants, man. So yeah, we're gonna get a shower, and then that's gonna give me the ability for us to check out old Purse in the morning, and have a play with him and check out some other stuff, like the EGR valve and the in the back, the sender unit, that badger. Thank you, girl outdoors.
There was only one battle plan at this time, and that was maintenance of morale. The dramas with the rover were starting to get to both of us, and we weren't even sure if we were going to make it back to England. We'd already worked through so many problems that it potentially could have been, and the only real drama was, even if we took it to a garage, this car doesn't require a vehicle technician. It needs a mechanic, an old school mechanic.
Update. I've taken the EGR valve off because I wanted to see if this was clear and all the parts were working properly. Now, literally 2 seconds ago, I've just realised that basically this side is fine. Ooh, That's working as it should. The valve can open and close freely. But this one, that goes from top, because that sits like that in there. The one that goes from top to bottom, I've just put my screw, that was really all grim in there and full of grease, and I've just put my screwdriver in and poked that plunger, and it was really hard to do it, and it didn't move, and now it moves quite freely. So I don't know if that's been any help. I guess we'll see, but I'm just going to refit it now, and hopefully it's made a difference. But we're just going through and ticking off stuff as we go. But yeah, hopefully we're good.
On discovering this gorgeous lake, we took the time to set up camp properly. Enjoy this place for a good few days. Although our drive south had let us escape the cold nights for a few days, they'd now caught up with us. Although the clear skies meant that the cold grasped us at night, it meant that we got to see the night sky in its full beauty. I won't shortly forget how it felt to have the sun kissing my face anytime soon. These days really were about topping up the soul before heading back into society.
Hello from Denmark. We just crossed the border. Well, there's like a toll thing which you go through, you pay the toll, and there's a police officer standing at the end, like just a police dude, you know, stood there chilling, and he like waves us forward to like come up to him and stop. Beck's like half stops and then just carries on driving. She's like, and I'm like, stop. He's like, actually fucking, he's waiting for us here. He's like, yo, wait here. And he's like, hey, well, he's about our age, man. He's just like, hey, how are you guys doing? Like, how many of there are you and all this stuff? I was like, yeah, there's 2 of us. And he's like, what are you doing? Just on vacation and that. I was like, yeah, we're on vacation. We've been up to Karuna and stuff, been bouncing around for a few months. He was like, oh, okay, sweet. Like, he just stuck his head in the car and then was just like, yeah, crack on. Get out of here, and that's what we did. But I thought we were gonna, like, all of his friends down the line that didn't really know what was going on and just saw us pull forward were like sort of twitching at their belts to start unclipping clocks. So yeah, that could have ended differently. What do you reckon, Bex?
An old vehicle, what can I say?
Yeah, it's the brakes. Right, to Denmark tomorrow. Well, we've sort of pinned a location for tonight that we're just going to stop. It's late now anyway. Probably going to rock up there at like 9:15. And then, yeah, tomorrow we're hopefully going to go to this Viking museum in Denmark, and it should be cool. It's like outhouses and how they used to live and stuff. So let's do it, boy. We'll see you on the morrow.
Good morning. It's 4:30 a.m. and welcome back to our park up for the night and society.
Good morning, and yeah, last night we had it all. We had started off with this, which died off at about 12 o'clock till about 4 a.m. and then it's like someone flicked the switch, and that's when the aeroplanes came on, the trains came on, and also, just to cap it off, a cockerel. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Because I literally checked out. We found this place on Park for night because we were just like in a rush at the last minute. We were like, we're tired, it was dark at night, and it was like 5-star reviews off everyone. They must have been in vans and parked over that end, which I found out in the middle of the night that the car park continues all the way down there, away from the road. But yeah, last night was not a good sleep, was it? Let me just... How was the sleep, Bex?
Solid. 10 out of 10.
So, in a true British fashion, we shall have a cup of tea and crack on in the trusty Land Rover, who actually was performing very well last night, and all day yesterday. He wasn't really skipping a beat until the evening, but yeah, he was being pretty good. He was being pretty well behaved, so respect to him. I'm still thinking it's the fuel pressure regulator, but we were sat at a higher RPM yesterday, so maybe he's okay and feeling a little bit better at that scene. Hello, we are now at the Viking Museum, which looks awesome. I've already been in and paid because I had to rush in there quickly, hence I didn't film anything on the way here because I had to rush in to use the amenities. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go and check out some cool history from Viking Denmark. Are you excited, Rebecca?
Skål.
Skål, exactly that. And we've just had some lovely soup. I can only apologise for the wind, but as you can see behind me here, this small mound that loops around us, weighing in at about 1.3 metres roughly, was once the moat, the entrenchments that ran around this site, with a hefty size and height of 8 metres. See the houses that would have been sat inside the walls that we are sat on. The moat ran on the outer with a bridge across, followed by the wall that surrounded the inner circle. Just for reference of these walls behind me, they're currently about 3 metres. I'm 187, so yeah, they're sort of about 3.5 metres. Back in the day, these were 8 metres, over double the height that they are now. Mental. And then on the other side to them, it also dropped down into the moat that I showed you earlier. There was 16 longhouses situated in this area, and it was built and used for military purposes. Although most of the time it was peaceful, there were battles here. There was a mass grave found with over 16 military-age fighting men amongst it. Over 136 people in total were found in a graveyard just out there, composing of women, men and children. Good morning all. We are in the campsite that we chose to stay at last night, which actually is a campsite, but it's probably one of the weirdest and most wonderful campsites that I've ever stayed at, and it's completely strange, completely bizarre. Let me give you a little tour of where we're at. There is the rig set up in this beautiful open field, and I'm just going to start talking you through what all these little buildings are. Option one is awesome. We've got a pizza oven over here, which we haven't used because we don't have any pizza or dough. But there you go. Oh, it's a weighty bit of kit, that. Then they've got these really cool little Airbnbs in here, as well as over there, which are for like hikers and bikers when they come. Which I am presuming as well are for, you know, people just rocking up in cars and they don't want to come. But yeah, this is the main tent. Just a little bit of a chill out space. There's a few sofas, a communal dining area, and a fridge full of goodies that is basically self-service and on an honesty box, where you can grab yourself beer, chocolate, and coffees, any good stuff like that. Now, there's a few creepy mannequins in here, but I think they're just to keep the birds out of this place because the door is constantly open. Here is the washing up area, where you can do your dishes, and that just flows down there. Water fill up, good to go. Personal favourite, this composting toilet. I think it's really cool. It's super retro in there. Check it out. Over here we've got a communal fire pit, which is pretty awesome. You can cook on here with your grill above. They've even got a load of wood behind stacked for you to use. It's so cool. There's just like little lanterns everywhere, like solar ones, and it all just lights up at night, and this whole place has just got little glinting lanterns bouncing around the place, and it looks beautiful. There's also the main house over there, which is where we had a shower last night. They've just got a little extension off the side of it, where basically got this really nice walk-in shower and a toilet that you can use, which is great. But if you're feeling adventurous, then they've got a few solar showers hanging out here that you can use in this wooden shelter here. Just taking this time to get the solar out and air the mattress out and the bags and everything. New mate. This is the awesome shower setup they've got. Toilet, shower, they've even got soap and stuff for us down here. And if you're wondering why the birds are kicking off all of a sudden, it's because they've got this sensor here that plays like bird natural noises as you come in, which is really quite calming as you're using the cheers. Must be supersized here. Seriously big cornetto. We are now in Germany and also picked these up. Litre beers. Look at the size of that compared to my head. And the circumference, huge.
Unlike that, before we knew it, this journey was coming to an end. As we cruised back through Belgium and France and headed towards the ferry, the last 2 months started to flood back to us, and we were actually really sad to be leaving. Returning to the United Kingdom.